Okay, apologies there. Okay, so it is Friday evening, 10 p.m. Central Time. I'll probably try to go live for 30 minutes. Yeah, every time I say that, it ends up being like an hour or two, but I probably need to get some sleep. Okay, so let's see what your questions are. So if you have, of course, a lot of the information I've been talking about lately is about marriage pro in place. But if you have questions about something else related to immigration, awesome. Go ahead and ask. And by the way, you don't have to tell me you have a question. Just go ahead and ask if you're going to type it out. No worries. I'm going to try my best to go in order. I know that some people copy and paste. That's not ideal because TikTok it like scrolls it all the way down like randomly. So, what's your snack of the night? Try my best, Delta. Try my best. All right, let's see. Well, you're welcome to join the live show. I'm not going to put my Bluetooth, my earpiece on so that folks on YouTube and Facebook can also hear it, vice versa. But for those on Facebook, YouTube, you can see it when I share my screen if I need to share anything, especially if you're asking about processing times. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you for y'all that have followed on TikTok, especially, and YouTube and Facebook, but especially TikTok lately because we just reached over 10,000 community members here. So give yourself a pat. Appreciate it. And what this does, for me, I don't care about the numbers, but what this does is on TikTok apparently it allows me to create playlists similar to YouTube. By the way, Facebook, you gotta step it up on that. But on TikTok, you could. I haven't set it up yet. Okay, but hopefully sometime next week, like there's gonna be right under the profile picture will be a certain playlist to say like how to do this, expectation of status or something, visa bulletin, why the hell is the government slow, stuff like that. So stay tuned. We'll definitely keep y'all updated. All right, let's see. I know there's some questions already. Appreciate it. By the way, if you type in your question and you don't see it anymore, it's still there. It's just TikTok randomly hides some comments, but I can see it and I can show it. For those that ask where I'm located, we're in Houston, Texas. And no, I'm not a Houston fan. I'm more of a Dallas fan because I grew up there. All right, Sonia, if you have DACA and apply for PIP when you renew, do you renew both? Um, this is interesting because DACA is technically like if you don't renew it, then it's gone. Okay, so that's interesting. It depends what you apply. If you're only applying for pro in place, maybe because of permanent bar issues, I think for now I recommend still renewing both. But we'll see. We'll see if there's more guidance that I can follow to share with you. But if you're applying for pro in place and then to adjustment of status process, let's say through a spouse, of course, then you don't need to renew DAC anymore. You're good to go with residency. Thanks for that question. Keontae, what happens if your OPT ends before your H-1B petition is approved? Yeah, and if the grace period doesn't build, what do you call that? Bridge it, then you have to go back. Okay, you have to go back, or maybe you could change the B1, B2 visitor visa, tourist visa in the meantime, and then switch back. But honestly, it just may be easier to go back to your country because the whole thing about like filing for change of status and it's just like nerve wracking. Maybe use the opportunity to go travel. I know it sounds strange, but man, the whole thing about I know y'all want to live the American dream, but once you start living the American dream, it's all about taxes. You gotta keep working and working. So if you have the opportunity, I know it sounds strange for me to say this, but if you have the opportunity to travel and take some time off, then maybe consider that. Okay, because once you start working, man, it's almost like no turning back, like me going on live shows. All right, let's see. What's going to happen to people with two entries? Yeah, I think so. I think you're referring to permanent bar. Okay. So it's only we only recommend to apply for parole in place only, not the adjustment of status. And you know, Rita, you cannot get the green card when you have permanent bar. Okay, so because keep in mind, this marriage parole in place does not replace any laws that Congress has created. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing the live. I really appreciate all y'all doing that, especially if you know like your neighbor or like your coworker, maybe, or your cousin might have like immigration case or question. Really appreciate it. Um, how long is the time for the spouse this year? What do you mean? Do you mean like how long the cases are taking for adjustment status currently? If you're a U.S. citizen, you enter, or your sponsor a U.S. citizen, you enter with a visa, then range 3 to 6 months. And of course, that doesn't mean that there are not some people that some cases that go like to 12 months, for example. That certainly happens. Is it possible for U.S. Border Patrol to erase expedite removal so you can apply for a work permit? U.S. Border Protection doesn't just erase records, so I don't know how you would go about doing that. Can you travel domestically while waiting for GC? It's possible if you have advanced parole, Anna. Yeah, advanced parole has to be approved. Let's see. Jessica, that's right. I saw your comment earlier. Okay, Jessica. Attorneys are risk adverse. That's just our nature. Okay. And with DACA, the rule of thumb when DACA was created back in 2012, the rule of thumb was to provide some kind of paper for every month. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think that's necessary. It's worst case scenario, USCIS will send a request for evidence. And if they really want to say, yeah, you're supposed to give me something every month of your life in the last 10 years, otherwise you're going to get denied. I just don't think that's going to happen. You know, for example, if you've been working, you've been filing your taxes, maybe not every single year you file taxes, but the last few years you have, then I would just say that counts for the year. And then, especially if your W 2 shows that there's got to be some kind of payroll document, maybe from your company that can show that you've been working every month. I think that'll cover it. Okay. So don't give up. Okay. I don't know why some attorneys are that risk adverse. So let me scroll down. So we're happy to chat with you. Let's see. So Antash, you want to adjust your F1 visa? What is the best way out for you? You can't adjust your F1, but you can file for something else. Marriage asylum, I don't know what's the best way out for you. You want to get out of school? I have no idea what the best way for you in this like TikTok situation. And even if you join the live show, it would be a long conversation. That'd be like 30 minutes to an hour. It's kind of interesting. I kind of feel like we are, to some extent, like life coach because our advice could just be fairly pivotal if you think about it in terms of being able to stay here or not. I guess a different type of life coach. Let's see. So something like that would be on Tosh would be if you go to my link, that'd be option two for a strategy session for a 3-digit fee. Hi Isabel. Yeah, on the guide it says you have to be here since June 2014, but your husband came to America in 2015, so you don't qualify. I'm sorry, not for the marriage prone place. Maybe for the standard pathway. in Bunyaway, is it possible for U.S. Border Patrol? Okay, I answered your question earlier, I think. By the way, I'm gonna set 5 people on the live show. I think 5 people. So whoever wants to join on a live show, I'll invite you to or click on your name to answer your question. I just kind of do a little limitation this time because I go a little overboard, get a little excited to answer your questions. I just gotta get some sleep. You know, be a normal human, I guess. Let's see. Jardis, how long after filing for PIP will it be approved or denied? It's hard to say because I was thinking the worst case scenario if they were going to use the 131 form that military pro place uses, and they're not. They're going to use a different form, the 131F, which I was hoping they were going to create a separate one. So could be sooner, could be 6 months. I just don't think it's going to be that quick. All right, just because of course a lot of people are going to apply nearly probably the same week or 2 weeks. But if you're wondering, like, if you're a type of person that's like really slow to get things together, it might be a good idea to contact our law firm. We will probably bug you at least once a week to get all the documents from you. So I guess that's another way we're kind of like a life coach. Especially if you've been waiting a long time to get legal status. Palm Kingdom, is it okay to submit one document per month for 10 years? Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. I think that's more than enough. Can the application get denied for this? No, I generally think if you miss like 1 month out of like 12 months in 1 year, I don't think they're gonna deny you. But hey, what do I know? I don't have the guidance of inside USCIS, but that'd just be ridiculous in my opinion. And plus they are supposed to give you at least one opportunity to respond, request for evidence. Okay, to Sat Chen on YouTube, how long will it take to approve advanced parole? In general, advanced parole, at least 6 months if you just mean in general. KS, you're waiting for your mother-in-law green card. Your in-laws apply at the same time. Your father-in-law got approved. Well, how long have you been waiting? I know someone else told you to sue the USCIS, but hey, we sue USCIS all the time in the State Department, but it depends on the timing. Just because one person got approved sooner than the other doesn't mean the other person will get approved like the same week. You would think so, but USCIS is ridiculous. Kingpin, do we know if a single DUI will disqualify this? We do not know yet, unfortunately. We're waiting for more guidance about that in terms of disqualifying crimes. Sonia, you wish it was that easy to just do the AP, but you're too scared. Is it because you have DACA, I believe? My team's happy to talk to you about that. A lot of people that we talk to are very hesitant, of course. You're definitely not the only one. So it just depends on the scenario. It even depends if you're even eligible to apply for advanced parole based on DACA. It's very limited. Let's see. Your dad didn't receive his green card after he came with IR5. Should he file for a replacement card? Absolutely. Well, whoa, hold on. I know sometimes you're talking about consular processing, so sometimes it can take a while after paying that online fee of the 220. It could take like a couple months. So I wouldn't be too quick to file the I-90 for replacement unless it's been a long time, Chacha baby. So hopefully that helps. Oh, Chacha baby is requesting to join. Okay, what's going on? Appreciate the tapping. Appreciate the hearts. Hello, Chacha baby.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah. So my dad came with IR5 and they've still not sent the green card. So I don't know if I should apply for the IR5, the replacement card.
How long? When did he pay, or you pay the $220 fee?
So I didn't know that they pay the $220. I thought it comes automatically.
Oh,
He has the stamp in his passport for I-551.
just to make sure he did consular processing, or was his adjustment of status?
No, he came from Africa.
Okay, yeah, you got to pay the $220.
Okay.
Do you know the website for that?
No.
Okay, if you email us, you can go to, you click the link under my profile. There's a little icon for email, and just ask for the USCIS $220 link or something, and my team will send it to you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All righty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Man, that I just saved her and her dad so much time and so much stress, because let's say she had gone down that walk down that way to file the I-90 form to replace green card. Um, man, and y'all have told me that some of y'all have been waiting 2 years for the I-90 to be processed. Imagine the stress of 2 years. And we got that done in 30 seconds. If you appreciate this, go ahead and follow. If you haven't trusted me yet, go ahead and click plus sign, follow, and down below. And not only that, we're going to send her the link. So you don't even have to Google search, okay? We're going to make it very easy for you. These are kind of scenarios where I think it's like kind of ridiculous that, yeah, pay me a consultation fee for a 30-second answer. It's cool. That's why we're here live, folks, okay? Whenever I can. I can't go every night. My family will kill me. Did I say that out loud? Okay, so of course, gotta spend time with family. That's why we're doing this, right? So, all right, let's go to the next person. Okay, good deal, Jessica. You got Facebook posts with locations. Yeah, so it might not be like perfect month to month in terms of evidence, but what we do is we create like a table of contents, like a list of evidence, and we order it by like year to year, month to month. And yeah, I guess we learn to be very organized for our clients. Um, let's see if I missed anything. Okay, Sonia, after the PIP, if you're accepted, all you do is just do the AOS. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, is adjustment of status. You could apply for the work permit as well. And of course, the affidavit of support form from your spouse. KS, what can you do if your case is stuck? Well, how long have you or your mom been waiting? I forgot who was the one the case is waiting. In terms of file date. FAF on YouTube. Can one still apply for DACA? Um, are you a new applicant? Like, are you a first time applicant? Then no. If you are seeking renewal, then yes, you should definitely still renew for DACA. Don't let that lapse. Taji Russell, how long do they take to reply from RFE for a tax paper when you send it in for a married case? There's no like set time period that USCIS is supposed to respond after you reply to their RFE. I wish there was, but it's not. Some people, even for medical exam, they're still waiting like 6+ months. It's ridiculous. But in terms of if someone's considering like should you file a lawsuit or not, that really depends on the initial filing date. So if someone has received like an RFE for the medical, but it was only like month 2, and you only have waited 2 or 3 months, then it's still within reason. It's still reasonable. You're welcome, Chacha baby. You're welcome, Jessica. So on that note, if you need further assistance, click the link under my profile. It's under my profile picture, and that starts with ZAAP, so you know it's the legit profile. KS, you applied in December for adjustment status. December, and now it's August, so it's 9 months ish. That's not unreasonable yet. So I would not file a lawsuit quite yet. Maybe if it's adjustment status at 15 months, I'd wait at least 15 months. So even though one family member was approved, but the other one not, I mean, there's no like reasoning for a lawsuit in that sense, even though it's frustrating for sure. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Naka Manga has requested. Let's see. All right, Antoinette Rowe, go ahead and ask your question. And Naka Manga might not be there anymore. Let's see. Lady 88, your friend came with a tourist visa. Can she apply for social number and GC after? Does your friend have a sponsor? Okay. Okay. Nakamanga does not appear to be. It's not connecting. Maybe he or she has a bad connection. No sponsor. Okay. Well, she definitely needs a sponsor to be able to get some kind of social number. And a social security number comes after applying for the work permit. That's what's the trigger in the workflow. Okay. FAF, your brother-in-law was sent back to Ghana upon arrival to the U.S. and his visa was revoked. Sorry to hear that. Can he still get a new visa and come in? He was not banned. Well, why was he sent back? Did he get some kind of expedited removal? Um, Antoinette Rowe, if you come in by plane but inspected on a different name, yeah, you're gonna have a 601 type issue, 601 form. That's for misrepresentation. Okay. I mean, Antoinette, then I'm suspecting that the visa that your friend or brother-in-law or whoever this is, oh wait, no, your friend may have entered in, or you. Um, yeah, it was the same name that you came in with, right? It's on your passport. That is problematic. You're gonna have to explain that if you want to go further for residency. Y'all, you gotta be careful, okay? Got to be very careful. If you are outside the United States and you're thinking about using a different name, because we've been getting more clients because they tried on their own. They thought they could just do the white lie, like, oh, I got into America with a different name. And because some countries, and especially Southeast Asia, it's like, I guess back then, maybe even now to this day, it's like easy to use a different name somehow without a court order. I don't know how. In America, you want to change your name, and it's not just a nickname, then you need to apply for a name change order through family court. It's not just that simple that you could just use a different name, but in some Southeast Asian countries, at least, apparently it's easy. So, but when you come to America, it's bad news bears. It's still possible to resurrect the situation to solve it, but not everyone is able to solve it. So if you're outside the United States and you haven't done this yet, just be careful, please. Even if someone told you like, "Oh, it's no big deal. I'm already in America. It worked for me." Yeah, they're not really your buddy. Okay. All right. So it's now 10:25. I think I'll be live for another 10 minutes. FAF. No explanation was given to your brother-in-law. That's interesting. Really strange. I would say, yeah, just have your brother-in-law try again, maybe with a different kind of visa. Lucy, what's going on? What happened if you get denied PIP or you get approved but not for residency? Um, I mean, nothing will happen. Is Do you mean like ICE coming to your house or something like that? I don't believe ICE. The thing is, ICE doesn't even if Trump becomes president, even if Trump becomes president and he makes some kind of announcement like we're gonna do this, like they don't have the personnel. They just don't have the human bodies to go to every single person's home, and it would just be impractical. Okay, so if that's what you mean, but yeah, I would not apply for residency if you're not approvable for residency. I think your situation is what I discussed earlier about the permanent bar, if I recall. Okay, someone with the name Erica on here. It's been 2 years that we sent the forgiveness package for the 601A. Should you apply for the parole? Absolutely. If you're wondering what is this marriage parole place supposed to be for? It's for people who applied or about to apply or maybe even approved already for the 601 waiver application, but you have not left yet for the visa interview. Maybe you're still waiting for the visa interview. And this whole time, whoever has filed for it or about to file for it has been, some people are shaking in their boots like, I don't really want to leave the United States for this visa interview. I honestly think it's a bunch of bullcrap. But hey, I'm glad there's a lot of things that could go wrong that's out of your control, and it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous, and we know it because we know the scenarios because we file lawsuits against the government for unreasonable delays or incorrect denials. So here's the deal: if you have the opportunity to file for marriage parole in place, even if you already filed for the waiver, I know that cost money already, you paid for it, but look, if you still continue the waiver process, you're gonna have to pay for a plane ticket. So you might as well use that money, future money, towards marriage parole in place. Okay? So you can get it done in America. And hypothetically, that should be faster. We'll see. FAF, you're welcome. So sometimes it's more about just y'all just needed like a buddy, I guess, to just walk you through your situation, your friend, your family member situation. We're happy to help. Okay. I know that, again, I think it's ridiculous if someone had to pay. I mean, some attorneys might not like what I'm going to say, but I feel like it's kind of ridiculous to pay like 3 digits when I could just point you in just a little bit in the right direction. Okay. You're welcome, Lucy. 36,366. Yes, so you have your deposit and turn in your paper. The lawyer said for spouse petition, juvenile records doesn't matter. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, yeah, that's what we discussed. I guess I couldn't share my screen because you're on TikTok. But yeah, we discussed that too. Okay, okay. Yeah, you found your paperwork that quick. That's good. Glad you found it though. It's always good to have anyway on deck, just in case. Okay. Let's see. Okay, go to Marta. You have 4 to 5 documents per year. You have 10 years taxes, bank statements. Okay, great. But in 2014, 2016, hardly any documents. You have 601A approved. Okay, but reschedule appointment in Horace since due to not 601 not approved until December last year. Okay, okay. So, I mean, Marta, you're so close. You have almost every year covered, but maybe try to think back what you were doing in your life in 2014 to 2016. I know it's hard. It's hard to go back that many years, but maybe you move locations where you were living. I know it's like even more difficult if a person is, for one of those years or for one of those months, for like living with a friend and you're not on a lease per se. That's even more difficult for sure. But there's so many other options. Like if you were traveling, I don't know, was Airbnb existing back then? Maybe your name was an Airbnb or like a hotel itinerary, flight itinerary, things like that. I know not everyone has a credit card, but and even if you did have a credit card back then, man, I don't know if depending on your credit card agency, they might not or company, they might not have those old records. So, but Facebook existed back then, right? Yeah, for sure. So I'm sure they got your data. Don't you worry. Okay, let's see. All right. So, man, y'all a little shy right now. Okay. CC is a class A misdemeanor. Oops, I said invite to the wrong person. Denied under parole in place. I'm not sure yet. Depends what is the class A misdemeanor, possibly. Okay, let me move that over. To Lady 88, if you're still on, if you're wondering, if your friend's wondering what options she could be eligible for, ask her to join the show next time. Share the channel if you don't mind, and maybe I can answer more questions. Sonia, Facebook info, like places you've tagged, or just post. I'm sure there's got to be a way. At least I rarely use Facebook. If I do, it's usually what's it called, for like business groups, I guess. Um, but I recall that they have some kind of timeline option or feature. Let me know if that's true. Um, I don't know if they've updated. I feel like, does anyone feel like Facebook is a little outdated? I mean, I like the groups, it's useful, but even the groups could be better. I wish you could search by hashtag, but anyway, that's it for a different subject. 3636. I think at this point, since you have an attorney and that attorney said it's not going to be a problem, and I think yeah, I said that last night based on what I read at USCIS policy manual. I think what's better, this is why it's a little bit more difficult on TikTok because I can't share my screen. Like if you're on YouTube or Facebook, like I can share my screen and you can see the USCIS policy manual on it. And so I think that would give you more peace of mind. So if you want that webpage, we can email it to you if you want to email us using our link. But anything further in terms of like specific about the crime, I can't answer those questions. I'm not your attorney. Okay. You for that, like if you could anticipate how what it would be like, that's where attorneys can go a little more risk adverse in terms of liability without especially without me looking at your paperwork. Catam Arendando. What was your question? You said goes to Mexico and come back. That's what you did? Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I feel like did I miss someone? Toxic boy TJ, if you're getting married in the next month and your visa expires as a Canadian in the US, um, can you stay? It's possible, overstay, but are you getting married to a US citizen? If you're getting married to a US citizen, then yes, we have many clients that have been able to adjust status, essentially change your status to that of a resident holder, okay, for residency, because the law allows for it. But if you're going to get married to a resident, that's a very different situation. But and if your sponsor is a resident, it's not the end of the world, but that person needs to apply to become a citizen as soon as possible, as soon as they're eligible. Grateful, your cousin's asylum case has been over 6 years now and no green card yet. So frustrating. Well, Does your cousin have a did your cousin have an interview? It sounds like no. So if your cousin has not had an interview, we file a lawsuit based on this. Okay, we help with that. If someone if someone has not received the interview date or has not received a decision, we file a lawsuit. When it's related to asylum, we wait minimum 4 years. So your cousin has waited 6 years. And usually, knock on wood, we receive the interview date. Once we file a lawsuit for that situation, we receive the interview date within like 1 to 3 months, fairly quick. So we advise someone like your cousin, hey, just to let you know, we're about to file a lawsuit. It's going to happen in 1 to 3 months, typically. So with that being said, you need to make sure you have an attorney for asylum interview preparation and representation at the interview, just in case. Okay, because you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait too long. Oh, she has kids and they're grown now. So that's problematic in terms if the kids are trying to get status too. The kids are supposed to be under 21. So I personally don't practice asylum law for that part, but we only help with the mandamus part, lawsuit for the people seeking asylum. Um, so if you don't, you can share our channel with your cousin. One more, Erica, you have a lawyer for your case. To do the parole, do you need your lawyer to do it, or can you apply online yourself? Um, well, did you hire Erica? Did you hire your attorney to help you with the parole in place? I guess it doesn't sound like it. You could do it yourself, but you probably hired a lawyer for peace of mind. I mean, I would think so. So maybe you want to check with your attorney if your current contract covers that. Probably not. Probably doesn't cover it. But hopefully they'll contact you to ask if you want them to help you. But hey, we're here if you need it. Okay, grateful. Yeah, your cousin can contact us for sure. And if you want to share a channel, you want to share the link under my profile page, you're welcome to do that. Thank you so much for asking. And that's very nice of you. You're a very nice cousin. By the way, if you appreciate how I just go straight to it, okay, I don't BS around. I just go straight to it. Answer your question, no fluff. Go ahead and subscribe respectively on your social media platform. Tap the screen on TikTok before you fall asleep, before I put you to sleep talking too much. And then yeah, contact my team, okay? If anyone is interested, if you think you're interested in our services, go ahead and click option number 1 in my link, okay? If you're like, "Well, I just have a bunch of legal questions," absolutely, we understand that. We have our attorneys available for you, but they have limited spots every week, okay? Very limited spots, and it comes at 3-digit fee. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But if you're wondering, like, do you have to pay the 3-digit fee in order to like get our services? No, you don't have to. So that's what option number 1 is. Okay. But our attorneys are focused most of the time on preparing and reviewing your cases to make sure it's as best as possible for you. Really, to try to prevent any R fee as best as possible. What's your drink of choice tonight? Pellegrino tonight. All right, all right. Let's see. Y'all are a bit shy. Let's see. So just in case I need to tell you, this is a live show. So my state bar ethics, we're forced to tell you this is legal information. This is not legal advice. Of course, when you want legal advice, you need to contact, speak to one of our attorneys one on one. Okay. We just have to tell you that. Okay, so you take it for what you will. You can read between the lines. Catas Arredondo, will your dad be detained on his way back from Mexico? Maybe I missed one of your earlier comments. Why do you? Oh, I see. He has permanent residence, but he has a felony. Ooh, snaps. Yeah. Is this his first time leaving America? So here's the deal. Yeah, even when people have residency, but they have a crime from the past, and even though they may have completed it on the state side, county level, Yeah, depending on the crime, I wouldn't say the gravity of the crime, but depending on the type of crime, that person could be subject to removal, meaning get sent to removal court, immigration court, or just expedited removal, get turned around. So, not all felonies are treated the same. So it depends on the what is the actual charge or conviction, possibly. Okay. I guess he didn't talk to a lawyer before he left, huh? I mean, and that's the thing. Most people don't talk to a lawyer before you leave outside the country, but I think our team has done a pretty good job to train our clients to say, "Hey, if you're thinking about leaving, let us know, just in case something new has come up. Just let us know." I feel like we're not a travel agency, but like we're like a family member. We kind of need to know where you're going. Um, like, yeah, I guess I'll just keep it at that. Tammy, you did your biometrics last September. No work permit yet. And it's marriage based. You saw the backlog. Well, I suspect you're in the United States, so you applied for adjustment of status. Yeah, I mean, it's almost a year for you. A year for you now. So hopefully you get it approved soon. Yeah, it is strange that you haven't had the work permit yet because they've been approving that fairly quickly. And even if it's usually a situation where a person does not get approved the work permit or doesn't, yeah, that's usually because the residency 485 was approved sooner. But your situation is different. So hopefully they approve it for you soon. Just curious though, where's your case located? Which city field office? And then Bell Valencia. If you have a double entry, is it worth to apply for marriage PIP? So far, I believe so, but only for the marriage PIP, not for anything else. Or marriage PIP, and then eventually for the work permit. All right, Sandra. Those with permanent bar, are they disqualified from applying for PIP? So that's what I was just mentioning about Annabelle's question. So far, the advice, the legal information is that you can still apply for the PIP only if you have a permanent bar. Unless, of course, more information comes out, then we'll update you. Nakamunga, you just did your biometrics. Can you invite your kids? I don't know how that's related to being able to invite your kids, but is yours based on 485? Do your kids have a visitor visa already? Because if they haven't had a visitor visa and then somehow the government knows that you have a case on file, there's a possibility they're going to refuse your kids' visitor visa if they haven't applied already. But not saying that you can't try. Okay. Please keep in mind anything I mentioned today is updated as of today, right? So if you come on live tomorrow, something could have been updated. So I would update the information that I provide to you. So don't hate me. The thing to do is follow the channel, okay? So I'm going to continually keep you updated, all right? So if you're like about to apply, you just want to double check on something, you're always welcome to join a live show. But the best thing to do if you're about to apply for something or thinking to apply, hire an attorney, hire a law firm that's going to support you all the way through, not just for like one little thing, okay? All right. So um, give us a shot. Consider our team. It doesn't hurt. Starbucks costs more than this, okay? If you go to my link, option number one, you speak to one of our trained client care specialists. It's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. I think it's kind of crazy. But anyway, you're welcome, Annabelle. Let's see. Okay, Coda. Your sister applied for N565 replacement of citizenship. She's waiting for it. She needs to go to Africa. next Monday for emergency. How can she get to go there? Well, did your sister ever have a U.S. passport before? Um, I actually renewed my daughter's passport like a month ago, and the freaking pass Department of State messed up and somehow put my son's information. So it turns out I used my son's application that I applied for last year, and I of course I updated the information, right? Even I went back to the local office and it had my daughter's information in the logbook, because I like to investigate. And then because it's strange, you go to the government office, just somehow you get a little tired, maybe you don't want to pay attention. So I went back to check. Was I tired that day? I'm pretty sure we all checked. Anyway, I figured out my the detective mind. There's a barcode at the bottom. So somehow it detected the it's like it doesn't matter what you have in the application, they scan the barcode. And so all that due diligence by the like local counties, employee, like it doesn't matter because they just go by the freaking barcode. It's ridiculous. Um so actually, pro tip passport wise, don't fill it out online. Just print off the form and handwrite it in. Because if there's any changes made, they can make changes, handwritten changes. Um, but anyway, they allow emergency appointments if you have to travel within two weeks time. And then so hopefully y'all can see me live still, even though I'll be out technically. Okay, Coda. So that's a pro parent tip slash passport tip there for U.S. passport. And they know it's their error, so they didn't ask us to pay like the extra $50 or $60, thankfully. Let's see. Dakota, you say no, but she has a passport from Africa. Oh, so she never had the chance to apply for a U.S. passport. I see. Hmm. Yeah, in the U.S. passport office, I'm pretty sure they want like a what do you call it? Official certificate of citizenship. So I appreciate the people who, from time to time, invite me to a battle, but no battles here. Okay, I tried that once and it was difficult to get out of, even though I won, of course. Coda, you also say 2 years ago, your wife is making you work two jobs so you can be dropped off, so you can drop out of school. She does not work and she does cook. She just wants me to do everything. Oh man, Coda, I feel for you. You're the breadwinner, huh? Working two jobs. See, this so-called American dream. You have 2 years green card, the conditional resident status. Okay. Are you? I'm trying. I'm thinking. Am I supposed to be reading between the lines here, Coda? Is there some marital issues that you need to discuss one on one? Oh man, two jobs. That's tough. Hopefully, you don't have to work at night like I am right now. Let's see. Let me go back and forth here. NC 13. You're saying they want you to file. Let me pull up the form here. They want you to explain why you qualify for PIP. What do you write on that? I mean, honestly, I don't know right at this moment, but let me find that section if I can find it. There we go. Qualification for parole. Explain how you qualify for parole in place, including information regarding the significant public benefit or urgent humanitarian need, warranting a grant of parole, explaining why you may warrant a favorable exercise of discretion. Right, because you could have all meet all the requirements, and then you're wondering what else do they need to know? So, for example, that's where I would say, if you've been living even longer than 10 years in America, you tell them I've been living in America for 20 years. I've maintained a full-time job. Um, Maybe you need to pay off your school loan. There's just so much you could say that I wouldn't know for your situation. Okay, so maybe there's no criminal history. I would just let them know that. I've never been arrested, for example. Whatever's the truth for you. I don't think there's like one perfect answer or something. Let's see. Ha ha ha. USCIS is hilarious. I need to screenshot this. So they created their own little guide here in the section that says additional information. Let me see if I can share my screen on for YouTubers and Facebookers. This is too funny. It says the question is, what is your date of birth? And US, whoever is the freaking webmaster here, whoever put this together, um, put I am neither alive nor dead instead of a fake what do you call date of birth. Ridiculous. Too cheesy. Okay, let's see here. Ridiculous. Quata Arredondo. I don't know what to tell you on that one, to be honest. Like, can you fight the case of detaining? We got to review the criminal records, things like that. He could apply possibly for 42A application if he gets transferred to court. He could take a chance trying to re-enter the United States. Is a felony only because of DWI? You just have to have the expectation that if he's going to be detained because of based on reentry and he has DWIs, yes, they even take DWIs very seriously. Okay. It used to be a little bit loosey goosey for a few years, and then I think around like 2018 or yeah, around 2018, I think that's when they cracked down on it more in terms of detention. So just gotta be ready. Okay. It's quite possible to fight the case since I think you said he has residency, but may consider cancellation and removal of 42A application and speak to an attorney about that, okay? Or my team. Coda, I had a feeling you were going to ask that question. Can you apply for 751 without her? Yes, you can. Based on divorce or abuse. And abuse can mean emotional abuse. It doesn't have to be physical abuse. All right. Um, Now, and she doesn't even have to know about it. Okay. Does not have to know about it. Because if you're going to file separately and not with her signature, you don't need her signature. And then here's a hot tip here for anyone who is a conditional resident and your spouse is not listening, is that yes, on the instructions it does ask for a divorce order, but you don't have to provide that at that time because maybe you're still living with them technically. Maybe you're about to file for divorce, but you haven't. Even if you file for divorce, you don't have the divorce order yet, and that's okay. Provide what you can. If you have filed for divorce and it's not done yet, then just provide the petition. Okay, the legal document that starts the case. So hopefully that gives you an idea there, Coda. Because all right. So we got a little intimate crowd here on TikTok and YouTube, so no worries. I can answer your questions here. Oh my God. So has it been an hour already? Wow. That's crazy. I said I was going to go live for 30 minutes, so I think I'm going to answer a couple more questions and call it a night. Okay, Cosmo. Processing time for N600. You applied for your 5-year-old son in March 2024. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. Okay. USCIS, processing times. So the great thing about having 10,000 community members here on TikTok is that I can create playlists. So showing you how to check your status, for example. What was that? N600. N600. Where are you located? Let's see. Because it asked me which city, which field office. And then I can let you know. Daisy, can you still apply? Hot question. This has been a hot question today. If I can get like 5 cents for every time this question is asked, I could pay for an apple, maybe. Can you still apply for PIP if you have voluntary removal? And you never left, or that person never left? I believe so. Because it's requesting deferred action on any kind of removal in the future. But we're still waiting on more guidance. You know what? Let me check out if they propose a rule in the Federal Register, because I don't think so. But let's check. Let's do a little more investigation here, which would be nuts if they did, because then I didn't get notification. Okay. He's never left. Okay, that's good. If anything, only for the marriage pro in place. Okay, because technically, even aside from the whole like pro in place option, when there's a voluntary departure order, the person obviously has to go back. And if you don't go back in whatever amount of time he was allotted by the judge at the time, let's say it's maximum 120 days, you never left, that turns into a removal order. So the other option, depending on the situation, depending on what happened in the past, a person might be able to reopen or rescind the prior order and dismiss the case possibly. But that's the best case scenario. But it depends on the actual history. Coda, she has a certificate. What certificate? The marriage certificate? That's okay. You don't need the marriage certificate. And the Niger national passport. Can she go with those two? Go where? Where is she gonna go? To Niger? I guess if you're trying to separate from her, I guess does it matter where she goes then, I suppose? You're welcome. Just trying to walk this through. Okay, so Cosmo, where did you file this? Where's your case located, Cosmo? Let me look at the Federal Register real quick. Okay, if anyone's wondering, let me share my screen on YouTube and Facebook. Well, there's 37 new proposed rules in general. Okay, instead of me scrolling around, Agency, Department of Homeland Security. Let's see if anything popped up. Okay, nope, negative. DHS, negative. Yeah, nothing yet. Just hey, at least they have the form available. That's good. Is false claim to citizenship on the PIP form? I don't believe so, because that's for the 485 application. I just quite quickly looking at the. Well, let me look again. Let me look again. No, no, no. No, no, it does not ask that false claim to citizenship question. Okay, Maro. Okay. Sonia. Sonia, yeah. It is easier. That it's the camera. That's why. I got a better camera for the computer. Um, but still show some support on TikTok. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, there's no question about false claim. So the 485 application is the one that asks a lot more questions about the security, the background in that sense. All right, all right. Well, okay, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get some Z's. I'll try not to what was I gonna say? Okay, so some things here. If you if you want to know more information, okay, I'm hoping for more information will be released by USCIS in the next couple of days. So if you want to recap about that, go ahead and click the link. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, the link is down there in the description box. But if you're on TikTok, the link is in my profile. It starts with ZAAP.bio something, okay? And click on option number 3 for the webinar. And then after you fill out a short form, you should receive an automatic email with a link to register for our free webinar. And we're going to have it on Tuesday. Okay. I know y'all are excited, want to file for marriage parole place ASAP. I get it. Okay. But if you want it done correctly, I recommend waiting just a little bit. I'm not saying wait like 3 months or something. Just wait a little bit until we get more information. Okay, especially if you have any kind of criminal history. Okay, you don't want to submit something when maybe it's a little bit of a bad idea. Okay, so just wait on that. Okay, so our webinar. I mean, of course, I'm going to try to go live tomorrow, but in the evening. So if you don't want to know when I'm going to go live, of course, subscribe, click the bell on YouTube, and you know what to do. All right, y'all have a good night, and we'll talk soon. And as I say that every time, I'm trying to head that way. All right, y'all have a good one.